All right, what's going on, everyone? Rick, Lammy, James in the chat. Good to see you all here today. And yeah, we're actually going to talk a little bit about what the content on the channel will be looking like moving forward, with Valencia having been completed over the weekend on Sunday. Hope you all got a chance to watch that, and if not, it's all good. Definitely time to watch it over the course of the week. But yeah, I guess we'll get into a little bit of the stream, talk about how things have been going with Aston Villa and this Journeyman Career Mode. Then we'll dive into some of the future content on the channel. I'm actually curious to hear some of your feedback as far as what you all want to see. But I guess starting off, we had a pretty successful stream last time with Villa. We lost our first two matches of the Premier League. That was the opening stream. Then last time around, we got some big victories. Sheffield United, Arsenal, Watford, all were wins, including this one against Southampton. Finally picking up a draw against Wolves. And now the big ones. Manchester City in the EFL Cup, United in the Premier League. Should be a good one. We got some more people in the chat. We got Mohammed, Hunter Leos, Alvaro Saka, Danny, Dylan. What's going on, everyone? Anonymous, good to see you as well. And yeah, things are pretty good. I'm happy that we were able to finish up Valencia over the weekend. It's been a long career mode, not gonna lie. But it's sometimes good to have your ups and downs for a save. It gives you a little bit of perspective, I suppose. Philip, what's going on? In case you missed the last few Aston Villa streams, this is what the squad is looking like. Also, by the way, let me know if any of the audio sounds different. I got a Windows update and basically reset everything, which is a bit unfortunate. I think I fixed everything that needs to be fixed, but yeah, had a little bit of trouble starting up the stream today. I was wondering why things weren't working. Yeah, Shocks, this is the team right now. Keep in mind that if this is your first time tuning in, or at least for this Aston Villa squad, we've had a lot of transfers actually made by the computer. Delaney was one that they made, Luis Felipe as well, and then we brought a couple of players in. We just signed Max Aarons in the last stream. Also deciding to bring in Tammy Abraham and Luis Suarez as a free agent here. So yeah, pretty strong side. Hjarton was another transfer the computer made. Yeah, and there's a little bit of a discussion going on in the Discord as far as like the career mode community goes, but I'm glad you guys are still enjoying the content. You know, it is difficult. I won't lie, to like try to stay relevant on YouTube, but you know, hopefully you guys keep on enjoying what we're making, and I'll do my best to keep bringing the feedback on board. Samuel, what's going on? Anything you guys would like to see before we get into this match against Manchester City? Looks like they did sign Varane. I'm trying to see. Here we go. Expectations high for Varane's debut. See what their back line is consisting of. They already have a pretty strong defense already, right? Got Laporte, John Stones, Ruben Diaz. See what's going on here for City. So Angelino, this is season 3, by the way. So yeah, we need to think about some of the players that are out on loan, like Angelino, Jao Cancelo up to an 87. Also signed Digne. I don't know what it is about Pedro Porro. Is he on loan or something at Sporting? Because he always seems to go here in most of my saves. I think he went here in Valencia as well. Samda in my Journeyman Career Mode went from Bruges to Sporting. Yeah, kind of the opposite of what we did, right? Upamecano, man, this is gonna be a tough match. Upamecano and Varane as the two defenders for them. Maybe even Laporte factoring it. Yeah, Eric Garcia. We'll see where he's at. I actually didn't notice him in their team sheet. Maybe I just skipped over it. Eric Garcia, 21 years old. He's over at Valencia. Okay. Low key, that was a transfer we thought about making for our own save. Interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. Augustin over at Werder Bremen. Another Valencia signing. Okay, Porro is on loan. Indeed. Okay. I thought because, you know, he had his player picture in the green kit, he might be a permanent player, but that makes a lot more sense. Why he's always signing for City in my saves. But no changes as far as the weather conditions go. I think team sheet's looking good. Hits are looking good. Get into this one against Manchester City. Any score predictions going on in the chat? I mean, we're in pretty good form ourselves with Villa. And we might not have the same rating that City have, but you never know what might happen in the cup. Do you have a team yet that you're going to do for the Valencia save? Actually, yeah, this is actually a great time to discuss about what kind of content we do plan on making. I think before we start up the next career mode, I've already said that we're going to go to France. I really feel like it would be kind of best for me in terms of like making videos and keeping the creativity going, and probably best for the channel in general, just to have a little break before we start a full-on save. So still content coming on the channel, but not necessarily like a full-on career mode. So maybe we do some career mode challenges, maybe we do some one-off videos. I just feel like mixing up the content on the channel a little bit. Been feeling that way for a while, and right now I'm just not at a point where I can be uploading twice a week. So I think getting into the groove for some other types of videos, and then maybe in a few weeks time we'll start up the next career mode in France. I know you guys think about that, and if there's any content you want to see in particular. I think for those types of videos, it'll be really good to dive into some teams that might not feature in a full-on career mode for the channel, but are still interesting storylines. I've got a few in mind, but if there's any video topics you'd like to see covered, just mention in the chat. We can talk about it a little bit.
Welcome to the Etihad Stadium. Will you please
Who plays Madden Foot? I do not. I have not really played Madden since like maybe Madden 17, Madden 18. Even that I play pretty casually. Yeah, kind of like the Werder Bremen challenge, or the Saving Schalke video that we did. Something along those topics. I just think there's so many like interesting storylines in career mode, but you know, not every team's going to work for like a 10 episode series like we did with Valencia, like we did with Southampton, Ajax, all that sort of stuff. But I still think it would be interesting to see it covered, and maybe something that you guys would want to do for your own saves on your own time. Is that Potts and Daka as well signing for City? I didn't really pay attention to their strikers, mostly their defenders. Maybe Lille for a one-off video, get a glimpse at Ligue 1. Yeah, Lille could be interesting. I mean, the whole French and Ligue 1 standings over the weekend have taken some interesting turns. It certainly looks like Lille or Monaco might be the ones winning the title, but, you know, PSG always going to be in the mix. And, of course, City go in front, courtesy of Raheem Sterling. A Schalke-type video with Lazio, that would be class. What's Lazio's situation? If we go the Schalke route, so I guess they're struggling somewhat this season. That would be my guess. I don't really follow Serie A too much, but to be fair, that could be a good topic because, okay, Pep Guardiola with the casual outfit for today. Because I think with the lack of licensing, it's going to be really hard to do a full-on career mode for me to stay engaged, and I think for you guys as well, unless we do it on PC with mods and all that sort of stuff. But I still think Italy and Serie A have some interesting storylines. Yeah, PSG had a shock defeat. Weren't they like bottom of the table or something? Months? Or towards the bottom? There you go, good counter. We might have a through ball here. It's the Hatzarin. Not the paciest of players. He's able to get by. Looking for this cross in the middle. Ah, it's saved well by Laporte. Yeah, even something with Celtic, Rangers. You know, it's pretty cool to see Rangers winning their first title in, gosh, how many years? Would have been like 10 years or so. Maybe even someone like Aberdeen. Oh, here's Jack Grealish. Doesn't look like they're going to close him down. We're going to make this run here. Maybe a near post shot. It's on his left foot. Saved well by Ederson. Not the best angle. Who are we talking about, Gary? Edouard from Celtic. Yeah, as far as the save goes, I feel like Edouard signed for Sheffield United. He was recommended in one of the previous streams. And yeah, he's made the move to the Premier League. Sheffield United actually doing quite well in this save. They made some big transfers. This could be a goal. Samson. Oh, block again from Varane. He keeps that nearly in play. Make a draft an old team and then make the teams in curse so to see who wins a Champions League. So kind of like randomizing it. Yeah, you know, maybe we'll get into the experiments. I don't think experiments are necessarily my forte. But I know there is some demand for that in the career mode space. Just don't know if my channel is the one that's going to bring that sort of stuff out. Personally, I'm more into the storylines than anything. Ollie Watkins. Go on. Bit of a hero in the last stream. Oh, that's too heavy of a touch. We can score goals on City, man. As long as we keep on creating chances. I'm pretty sure we can get at least one back. Delaney. It's just getting through this midfield sometimes. It's such a challenge. What's going on, Nathan? From England. Appreciate you being here. De Bruyne and Brozovic. What a duo that is. I'm going to play this one all the way back. Lately, we've been playing pro clubs, and these LBY passes from the keeper has been something else. Obviously, not working on that occasion. Phil Foden on the ball. Playing that across to De Bruyne, and now it's Patsintaka. That should be a clear. Nice job by Mings. Not a good job by Sanson, though. A big save from Martinez. Yeah, Musa is quite good in FIFA 21. We used him in our Southampton save at the beginning of the year. One of the first impressions I had from a striker this FIFA. And yeah, he was a prolific goal scorer for sure. We play an ultimate difficulty, Gary, with a couple of sliders enabled. Could still have a chance here at the end of the half. If that wouldn't have been a foul from Varane, that's not called. I think we would have been through on goal. Not a bad half, though. Still 1-0 down, but creating chances. That's what you like to see. Yeah, AC Milan could be a shout for a video. I think we did AC Milan as a career mode challenge last year. Gosh, it feels like forever ago that we were doing career mode challenge. I could take a look at that on the channel. But I think we did something with Zlatan and AC Milan, though. If I remember right. Yeah, it was FIFA 20 AC Milan career mode challenge. 9 months ago. Qualified for Europa by winning Carabao Cup. Is that actually a thing? I thought it might have been only FA Cup. At least it is for some other leagues like the Bundesliga. What team are you planning to do for your main team? I'm not sure if I want to say on stream yet. Just because it's going to be a little bit of time before we start that next career mode. Yeah, we were just talking about it earlier in the stream, but kind of what I want to do is cover some other topics before we dive into another save. I think it'll just be good to mix up the content a little bit on the channel and also what I'm making to make sure I'm not getting burnt out on anything, you know? Are we going to vote for the team? Maybe. I mean, I got it narrowed down to 3 that I would all be okay with doing, but I think there's been one team that's suggested more than anyone else, so I mean, that's kind of the logical pick. This could be a second. Another big save from Martinez. We need to reward him with the win here. He's made 2 big saves. Could easily be 3-0 City. Do something about it though. Grealish. Not a whole lot of space for him. Maybe we could send in a cross here to the back post. Again, Ederson easily collecting that one. That team is definitely Rennes. I don't know. I mean, that's the team Kamavinga plays for, right? There are certainly some teams with high potential in Liga. Oh, that could have been a good ball, too, if it's played into space. We're just not breaking down this midfield. Rennes, Lille, Marseille has got to be the three. It's actually not Rennes. I'll say that. And it might not even be Lille. I mean, I may as well say what teams I'm more or less interested in. It's like, it's going to be either, at this point, I'm thinking either Nice, Marseille, or Monaco. Marseille has probably been the most suggested team in the comments section. That doesn't necessarily mean that's the team I'm going to choose, because things could change over the next few weeks. But those are the kind of the top three right now. Place one through. This could be a goal. We play that across once more. Finesse. There you go, Sanson. Open net. He's going to bury it. 76 minute as well, man. Sanson, just keep on scoring goals, my man. He has probably the toughest start here at Aston Villa, but he's been big since. That one extra pass ended up being the difference maker. Let's push on for another goal here. You just started playing Ultimate Team. It's quite good. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely plenty of people that play Ultimate Team. For me, it's just hard to keep up with the game mode. I think if I played Ultimate Team, it would probably be FUT Draft, because you can, what, play 4 matches and then call it good, and then start a new draft. Yeah, Marseille do have a lot of face scans. I'm a big fan of some of their players like Payet. A bit of a flashback to the FIFA 16 West Ham career mode. Can we get to that? No. We can get to this, though. Yateren. It was going to go for Yateren, but it might be Ollie Watkins on the near post. Oh, Ederson with the save. Go ahead and play. I want to make some substitutions. I think we get a replay if we don't see a winner here before the end of the 90 minutes. That's not exactly what I want. I'm not trying to play another match. I think on simulations, we just got to play this one forward, don't we? Let's see. What's going to go down here? We go into the end of the match, or we got extra time? We got extra time. We got penalty kicks. Oh, shoot. What a way to start off the stream, boys. I mean, surely we got to put Jack Grealish up higher. The fact that our strikers are like... I mean, Tammy's great at pens, but Ollie Watkins, not so much. Any changes in the order? Just like... Part of me says Grealish should be like our 3rd or 4th penalty kick taker. I don't know what it is. That's what I'm saying. Monaco, it would work well for the career mode in that you could sign a lot of former players, right? You've got James, maybe a Falcao regen. Let's get into these pens. Come on, big save to start off. Let's go, Martinez. He's making every freaking save. Okay, this is where all the training drills come into play. The yellow time ends up working in our favor there. To the right. Dude, we're too good. That was off the post, but we're too good right now. 2-0 up against City. One more save here. Come on, one more save. Down the middle. Oh, it was almost down the middle as well. That was a bad pen. That's my fault. That's out. Or is it in? Oh, it's over the line. I thought for sure that went out of play. Can we get a VAR check? Okay, one more save and we win this. Come on, Martinez. Welcome to everyone that's just joined the stream. This is a tense moment. I'm feeling a chip down the middle here. I mean, that's a fantastic pen from Ferran Torres. This is also for the match. We put this away, we're through. And it's Jack Grealish to take it. Come on. Our captain. Got to go left here. Oh, that was a horrible pen, but it works. Dude, that yellow tie finish just slightly to the corner. And we're through in the EFL Cup. Let's go. Our homegrown talent celebrating there with the red card. You love to see it. You love to see it. We get some purple spam in the chat. I mean, Grealish had just enough on that PK. And Ederson rooted to the spot, man. That's exactly how you want to start off the stream. And some big saves from Martinez throughout the match. Only the one is highlighted here. But I think, yeah, this one came just before the end of the halftime break. Or just before the start of the halftime break. Sterling on his near post. He's the one to score it for City. He made another big save. Big win there. I mean, we played fairly well. I mean, City are always going to dominate possession, right? 66% for them, but we were pretty much level on the shots and shots on target. The fact that Sanson is arguably our best player despite that miss. Personally, I would have given it to Martinez. Or Martinez for man of the match, but Ederson gets it. Nordic, I have a few teams in mind for the next career mode, but I think maybe I'll make this as a community post announcement too, just to make sure everyone who's not watching the streams also know. I'm going to try out some different kinds of content before we start the next save. My rationale for doing that is that once I start up another full-on series like Valencia, like Southampton, like Ajax, like Wolfsburg, I feel like I need to get at least one of those videos out per week. And if I do want to experiment with some other content, it probably needs to be before another series starts. So once we get a series going, I want to make sure I'm getting enough content out. So the thought process is I'll take maybe a week or two longer if the other kind of content's doing well. But we're going to experiment with some other types of videos. So maybe dive into some different storylines that aren't a full-on save. I just kind of been getting that feeling on the channel. Need to see a little bit more variety, so. How do you get homegrown talents on PlayStation? You need to have gotten the pre-order bonus a couple of months ago, prior to the game coming out. This would be 2022, Jasper. Third season of the save. 14 that we managed. As we try to win some silverware here. Dude, we've got City in the league as well, dude. What is going on? I mean, I was looking through the schedule earlier on in this stream, and I didn't even notice, like, the month of September and October, dude. It's tough for us. In fact, we got United, City, Arsenal, Spurs, and Liverpool in November. I did see the announcement, Musa to the US men's national team. Big stuff there. It'll be interesting to see how the US does over the next few years, what their starting 11 will be looking like. Stouch or Sanch, you need to have gotten certain editions of the game. So I don't think a standard pre-order would have unlocked homegrown talent. It's either the Champions and Ultimate Edition. I think that's what they're called. Basically the second and third tier, or the most expensive and the second most expensive. What's going on, Santiago JBet? Good to see y'all in here today. Appreciate the vibes on the stream. And yeah, I'll make a community post this week about what sort of videos should be coming up on the channel. But yeah, no worries, Jasper. If you can't make it to the streams, I know life is busy for a lot of us right now, myself included. But happy to have gotten a stream out today, and keep the content coming on a consistent basis. Let's take a look at some of the Premier League standings, so you guys have something to look at while we keep on talking here. Maybe we'll do an interactive match sim later. But yeah, if you guys have any interesting career modes that you've been doing over FIFA, you think I might find interesting and other people might find good to watch as well, just let me know in the chat. I think covering some teams outside the top 5 leagues could be fun. There's always some good storylines around the world. I've been paying attention to some of the transfers going down, and yeah, I think yeah, I appreciate it, Josh. The last episode of Valencia was ended on a good note. I think Mr. Rojas goes into the Hall of Fame for sure. The fact that we could have used that guy as a center forward, center mid, who knows what else he could have been. Even a winger you could have utilized him as. That's part of the fun of trying out different players in career mode, guys. I mean, the rationale of signing Rojas is that I knew I wanted to sign a player from the Argentine leagues, like either from Argentina or from that league in particular, and just like looking through what kind of good stats there were players with the real face. You look at Rojas' stats to begin with. Maybe this will be a good time to switch to the FIFA screen, but we'll actually look up what Rojas currently starts at with the latest squad file. And that's what I mean. Just trying out different players is what, in my opinion, makes career mode really fun this year. I haven't always done that in the past, but this year I've made it a point to not sign a player more than once for like the YouTube saves. I don't really count the live streams, but okay. So this is the latest squad file. Make sure it's shown on your guys' end as well. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, Rojas, Paraguayan talent, even a substitute for them. That's pretty much how I found him. Just looking for players the real face in game in the Argentine leagues, and his stats just stood out to me. You know, all these balanced statistics. This is a good summary of it as well. The pace in the 80s, shooting, passing, dribbling, and the fact you can pretty much play him anywhere from, I guess, left midfield, center midfield, forward. He was incredible. And I never would have gotten that chance if, you know, you sign the players with 88 potential that everybody signs in career mode. There's so many hidden gems this year, in my opinion, especially with dynamic potential. We've reached 100 viewers. Yeah, we reached it for a little bit. Appreciate the support, guys. 48 likes on the stream as well. How about a Bayern 2 crew mode? I have thought about that, James. Maybe that's the next video to come out. I know there's been a lot of talk about, you know, who the best Flick manager is. Aiden, have you considered doing a crew mode in MLS for a series? That could be fun. You know, we've done a couple of MLS journeyman stuff, but I agree, like something in the MLS could be interesting, maybe for a single video, just simulating a couple of years. I know a pretty big amount of the audience is actually from US or knows MLS. Also, Aiden, I'm not sure if it showed a notification, but I appreciate you joining as a channel member. Just check to make sure that had been updated, so welcome. Got a couple of emotes that you can use if you're into that. We got Flick Avi, Flick Wig, and Flick Sus. Flick Sus, my personal favorite. Do a Youth Academy career mode? Yeah, I mean that's what I mean. If we take some time between series, it'll allow me to kind of branch out into some different kinds of content. I don't know if I'll be able to do a full-on Youth Academy series where I post every day. I just feel like, for me personally, I make better videos if I can space them out over time. But we were talking about this on stream, I think on Friday or Wednesday. You know, everyone has their different strengths in terms of making content and what they're interested in viewing. Some people prefer the daily content. Some people prefer the half-season episodes. Give Aaron's a chance in this one. We'll also give Luis Suarez a nod here. I guess for Tammy, we need this quicker striker alongside him in order to work. We can always bring Tammy on later in the match. Maybe Diaz gets a nod to start as well. Yeah, we'll go with that for the starting 11 here against United. Let's see what kind of transfers they've made. They've signed Marquinhos, and that's about it. Maybe Correa, Angel Correa. I'm not sure. Mobile at striker as well. Who's the best player you've used this year? Man, I would honestly say Rojas is up there. James Ward-Prowse is definitely a shout. I think he's been my favorite center midfielder. There's been some great center midfielders this year. Wolfsburg had some amazing options with Maximilian Arnold, as well as Schlager. They were an incredible duo. Definitely the best midfield duo I've had was for the Wolfsburg save, but individually, I think Ward-Prowse is up there. Soler, not far behind. Ahmed, we're a little bit into the stream. Gosh, we're about half an hour. We played the Manchester City match so far. Who are we talking about, Lewis? I signed Rojas in my West Ham career mode in FIFA 20. He played Cam. He got 14 assists and 9 goals. Yeah, that's pretty similar stats to what he did for us at Valencia. You know, the first 2 seasons that I signed him, we used him more as a center forward. And I think he led the team by goals by a long shot. And then he turned to more of a creator than a goal scorer. Pretty incredible. For me personally, I'm doing a Whitecaps Youth Academy career mode save. Yeah, I think if you do an MLS career mode, Youth Academy is going to be a big area of focus. Because with league rules, you can sign like homegrown talents, basically, academy players. So maybe signing one player from your Youth Academy each season could be a good shout. But it's nice to see there's more and more interest in MLS each year, I feel like, especially on FIFA. All the different menus and I guess licenses this year are pretty unique. I mean, there's I feel like 3 or 4 different MLS stadiums. I know the Sounders stadium is in FIFA 21. I believe Atlanta's is. Portland, and maybe some other ones. I think Whitecaps are also in there. How long does it take 94 potential to be his full potential? Who are we talking about? Your team is the first match of the season. Are we talking about MLS right now? I actually haven't taken a look at like the schedule so far for MLS. I should be starting in about a month's time. Yeah, Atlanta Stadium is quite nice in game. One of the biggest capacity stadiums actually in MLS. I think they set a record for highest attendance. Yes, the American Atlanta. That's right. I need to get Suarez going in this save, though. It's been a bit of a letdown so far. Just a couple of seasons in, you know, he just doesn't have the pace that he used to, but he's still got the shooting ability. So hopefully he can score a goal for us. They have a goal song and fireworks. I didn't know that. Might be something to look into. Yeah, there's just like so many different ideas I want to do for content. It's just, I need to hone in on one and start making the video for it. I think that is on Hill Korea at the right mid position for United. Has Suarez been good? Not really, if I'm being honest. He's got like 40 pace these days because we signed him as a free agent. This is 3 seasons in, which is kind of strange because for the Ajax save, I think we also signed him for the 3rd season and he was amazing. So I'm not sure why exactly he's not very good in this career mode, but we move. Diaz would be our homegrown talent, Mateo. Basically the high potential player you get as a pre-order bonus. That's some good passing, to be fair. Great goal from United. Immobile. Always going to score that on the near post. Though, to be fair, we were down 1-0 against City, so I wouldn't count us out yet. What happened having live streams in this time? Personally, I feel like I would like to start the live streams around this time. I'm always a kind of a morning person, so especially over the next week where I don't have to record Valencia at certain times, it's probably when you can expect the live streams. But let's look at Suarez's stats. He's got 50 pace, not quite as low as I expected, but yeah, the shooting stats are still there. We just need to find out how to work them into this Aston Villa team. It's just tough because Watkins has been playing amazing. Abraham, obviously, an incredible striker. So it's a tough call. Yeah, for me, it's 9:44. I know for those of you that in the UK, it's going to be afternoon/evening. It is early morning for us here in the US. Well, I guess not all of the US. Mancia's potential is probably in the upper 80s, lower 90s. That would have been past Correa. I think that would have been a chance for Grealish to go through on goal. Suarez on his right foot. I mean, he's still got the finesse shot. I swear he's got the finesse shot trait as well. He scored so many of those. Outside foot shot and solid player, all right. He scored so many finesses at Ajax. When's the next career mode going to be out? It's not going to be out next week, actually. I'm going to make a community post announcement, but expect some other types of videos. Oh my gosh, Ollie Watkins off the post. Expect some other types of videos before we start the full-on save. Come on, Suarez. On the near post. Son versus Mbappe. I think Mbappe would still be considered the better player and by most people. Day is making save after save, man. That's a great shot from Suarez. And that double tap A pass. Idea is to set him up. It's a good strike. Almost took a deflection from Maguire as well. Not a great pass there. Yeah, Haaland versus Mbappe. Yeah, who knows? That could be like the next Messi versus Ronaldo situation with how things are going. A lot of people were saying that it was more or less the passing of the torch, you know, with Ronaldo and Messi both being out of Champions League and Haaland and Mbappe advancing. Be interesting to see how that plays out. Both are like 21 now, right? 2021. Opinion on India's team? I really don't know much about your soccer / football team. Mbappe is 22, Haaland is 20. And there you go. Do I watch B Ford? I'll watch the occasional video from him. I like his GeoGuessr FIFA content. Yeah, depending where you're at, it's going to be football. Might be soccer as well. Dude, Maguire's made like 3 stops in this match. Well, this time, if the match ends as a draw, we won't be going to penalties. No ways Immobile score from this. Bruh. Immobile is just going to be like one of those poacher strikers. He's gotten 2 chances inside the box. And he's made the most of them. This is one of those scripted transfers that always happen in career mode. Do I like S2G if you know who he is? I know who he is, yeah. I'll watch, again, one of the occasional videos from him. Clinical tactics from United. That's tough, indeed. I think we got to go like constant pressure, high depth now. What, 30 minutes or so left? The substitutions board will update, please. Okay, so 35 minutes. Still a lot of time. We can get 2 goals in that period. What do I think of Haaland's cousin? I didn't know he had one. Okay, Traore. Good turn. I have a 1-star weak foot, but he's got the dribbling stats. Play that through. Tammy? Dude, that's the 2nd time we've hit the post. Been so unlucky not to at least be level here. That's how it works sometimes, though. You go on to win against City in penalties for the cup, and then had to get a couple of quick breaks. Who's the best West Brom player? Is it bad that I don't know a single West Brom player? Surely, if I thought about it, I could think of one. And West Brom players. Yeah, none really come to mind. Clearly, I need to brush up on some Premier League knowledge. Am I going to upload Aston Villa series? I mean, they would make for one of the more interesting storylines in the Premier League this year. Let's get one back here. Oh, Marquinhos. That catch-up speed. He is quick, to be fair. Just hasn't worked out for us today, has it? It's 2 or 3 goal-scoring chances that just... missing the mark by a little bit. Okay, we get one. From a corner of all things. Tammy the target, man. Let's focus up and go constant pressure here for the last few minutes. I think we can get one back. We'll turn depth to 10. The only thing is, like, Watkins doesn't have a lot of stamina left. I don't know if playing Traore at striker is going to be the move, but we're going to try it. Joel getting a PS5 on Friday. Congrats. Hopefully you're enjoying it. The biggest difference that I noticed right away with the PS5 is how quickly you can move in menus and, like, the home screen stuff. That's what stands out the most to me. It's kind of like going from when you upgrade a computer, if you guys have ever upgraded computers before, to like a new processor, essentially. Okay. He had the space to shoot there. Huge upgrade in graphics. Yeah, I can see it. I mean, if you go for him on FIFA in particular, it's not as noticeable. But I do feel like they've been updating it a little bit because it's starting to run smoother. Let's just take this one away, please. I was trying to get it off Pogba, but that's going to be pretty much full time. Yellow card for Sanson, but we can't get the winner. Unfortunate. Thought we played pretty well that match, hitting the post twice. Unless, no, not going to happen. Full time, we lose this one against United. They are leading the league, so it was always expected, but we put it up a pretty good fight. And I think stats-wise, we'll probably have more shots than they did. I mean, 10-4, 4-4, so yeah, arguably they deserve the victory. Maybe we deserved more. I think a draw would have been a fair result, but we move. Do I like AI transfers, and are they realistic? It depends. I mean, sometimes you'll notice some realistic transfers as well. Obviously, you'll notice some non-realistic things. The thing that annoys me the most is when the computer signs, like, I don't know, maybe 3 world-class right backs to one team. I feel like that happens a lot at City and United. But you will also see some interesting moves. Like, we can try to look for some realistic transfers here. I think Valencia had made some in this save. And, you know, we've got the experience with Valencia to know if they're realistic. Like, Alan, I wouldn't call that an unrealistic transfer. They sign a lot of Brazilian players in the midfield. I mean, Jonathan David, I wouldn't call a realistic transfer per se. You know, of all teams to move from Lille, probably not Valencia. But Inaki Williams, that's fairly realistic. Also, Vallejo's a striker in the save. Interesting. Macias, I think, would be a realistic transfer. Low key, I kind of feel like moving to Valencia. If we get a job offer from them, they've got a pretty good team. We'll get Inaki Williams at his best. We'll get Jonathan David approaching his best. Macias as well. A pretty good midfield with Alan. They've still got Guedes. They've signed Mason Greenwood. Okay. Kind of an unrealistic transfer there. You got Musa. You got Ratchet still. They signed Zielinski. Defensively, they need a couple of upgrades. Benjamin Mendy is an interesting transfer. Yeah, it's not a bad team, but they could use some other center backs. Oh, they did sign Eric Garcia as well. Yeah, that's kind of the realistic transfer that brought me to look at Valencia in the first place. Interesting choices at goalkeeper as well. They've got like 3 really quality keepers with Anthony Lopez, Jasper Cillessen, and Jaume. Like all upper 70s, lower 80s. Interesting. Yeah, this team could genuinely finish top 4 in my opinion. I mean, we'll see what they're doing in the league table. Yeah, Musa did indeed choose the US. Saw that on Twitter and YouTube this morning. Definitely an exciting time to be a US men's national team fan, in my opinion. Yeah, and there you go. Valencia top 4. Granted, we're only 6 games into the season, but that'd be an interesting move after we're done here with Aston Villa. Do an Inter career mode if you want. Yeah, before the stream's done today, I want to take a look at some potential shouts for a video. I've got 2 or 3 different concepts in mind. I think a Bayern 2 video is probably at the top of the list because I've got pretty much all the graphics sorted out for that. I just need to record. Of course, you guys have been making Hansi Flick jokes for a while in this chat, so. Bayern Champions League or Europa League? Funny story is that this is the first season I've actually been here at Aston Villa. This is season 3 of the save. They just got promotion from the championship, believe it or not. Like, yeah, we've improved the squad in a couple of areas, but for the most part, like, I haven't made changes. I just can't believe this team got relegated. It's no surprise they won the championship, but yeah, I mean, like an 86, 87 rated Grealish should not be in the championship. Yeah, John, I would like to make some more tutorial videos. I think I've got a lot of opinions on that topic. So yeah, if I can help you guys out in terms of enjoying career mode a little bit more, sure, I can make a video on that. What's going on, Rocco? Yeah, Youth Academy career mode, that's not exactly at the top of my list. I think it's a fun series. It's just, for me personally, you really need to get into the fine details. And that's hard to do when you go half a season an episode. Don't get me wrong, I really enjoy watching that content from like Cutsy, from DK, from a couple of other people. But in the half season episode format, I don't know if it would work for the Youth Academy career modes. Okay, Stefan de Vrij is not a bad swap deal for Luis Felipe. 84 rated at... I thought de Vrij was maybe higher rated than 84. 84 rated at 30 years old. They're offering us 6.5, which is not nearly close to the market value. Yeah, I think we probably keep Luis Felipe at the team. I had thought about doing some international management stuff at World, yeah. PES is better. I haven't really played PES this year. I know they decided not to release a new game entirely, just basically transfer updates. We got Birdie in the chat. What's going on? It's not a Birdie comment without bringing up Dummett or Jolington. He did pop up a couple of times for the Valencia career mode. I think he signed at Osasuna in that save. Opinions on Celtic. I don't really follow the Scottish Premier League all that much. But Sheffield United's old boss, isn't it kind of a rumor that he's going to go there? Or maybe it's another Scottish team, but that's the latest that I've been seeing. I think we do an interactive match sim against City for this one. I know it's a big fixture, but we just played against them in the cup. Not really wanting to play against them again. Yeah, no worries, George. I want to catch up on some of the Valencia comments after the stream today. Let's see, our youth academy is looking all right. Should probably update this guy with the dev plan. 58 overall, 94 potential isn't bad. He's got good pace, which is actually quite rare to find for attackers in youth academy. Just got to work on his finishing. So maybe the Bombardier dev plan. Yeah, I think that probably would be best. Also, I noticed we were pretty close to the 33k mark before the stream started. I'll tell you what, guys, we're at 32,993 subscribers. So if we can get 7 new subscribers before the stream is done, we'll be at 33,000. Maybe get a little live count going here. Let's see. I swear YouTube has like a live subscriber count feature. Analytics, maybe? Yeah, live count 996 now. We're 5 off. I wish I had something to like celebrate. We hit that milestone today. I don't know, we can get like a little light show going on in the background. Anyways. Yeah, let's do this interactive match sim against City. I can catch up a little bit on the chat here. Dylan, appreciate the subscription. Love and Career Mode. Well, probably a good place to subscribe to then. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, I just think one of my biggest goals for the rest of this FIFA is just to hopefully give you all a different perspective on Career Mode, because really just the last year or two have I really changed my focus and from signing high potential players to get to know the club more than anything. Did we hit 33? Yeah, there you go. 33,002. Appreciate it, guys. We move. Let's see what we can do for the lights in the background. Play second half versus City. Yeah, we'll see what the scoreline's looking like. Curse the commentator, of course. Potts and Daka to get the goal. Do I suggest any other FIFA Career Mode YouTubers who have the same structure as you? Not that many creators actually do a half a season an episode. Barfy Boy does a season per episode. That's probably the closest format. And granted, I got a lot of inspiration when I started things back up again from his content. Really, the first time I started posting like really the condensed format was the FC Köln Career Mode Challenge in FIFA 19, where we did a season per episode. And then, yeah, the thought process behind half season episodes that each time around, every time y'all tune in, you get to see some transfers and you just move at a good natural pace. I think that's been the big thing, especially with Valencia. Just trying to keep things interesting and engaging. And I think it's good sometimes to not always hit your achievements, right? If you're always winning Champions League, if you're always winning your matches, it kind of makes it a bit mundane, right? So even though it took 5 seasons for us to find success at Valencia, we had some heroes develop over the squad and over the multiple seasons. So it's been good. I did watch Macwell's video about Career Mode YouTube. I thought he brought up some good points and some fair points, honestly. But I think the counter argument is that I'm always like, I see comments saying that I'm underrated on Career Mode, and I genuinely don't feel that way, because only up until the last maybe year have I started posting consistently. I'm also a believer that the market will drive like what people watch. So if you're making good content, you're making content that people want to watch, I know YouTube algorithm works in a certain way, you're going to get views. Maybe I'm a bit biased, but because everyone's situation is different. Like I'm fortunate that I started posting Career Mode content in FIFA 13 when there weren't as many people. You know, maybe if I'd started in FIFA 18, FIFA 19, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now. But it's tough. I mean, I thought he brought up some good points, but I get why some of the top creators post the content they do. You know, if people like to watch it, they're gonna make it. Ultimately, I think it requires like everyone posting different kinds of videos to bring new perspectives. Anyways, let's play, I guess, the last 30 minutes or so. See if we can bring another 2 goals back here against City. I highly doubt it, but I don't know if you guys watch the video as well. I'd be curious to hear your inputs on it. It's just tough because like Grealish should be on a finesse here. Oh man, Grealish just wide the post. It's tough because like I watch and play as much career mode as probably anyone else, so I'm a bit biased in my opinion. Some of you guys might just tune into the live streams and the episodes, maybe you play career mode yourself, but it's really difficult to get a full perspective of everyone. And the thing is that if you watch career mode content on YouTube, you're probably in the top 1% of like people that enjoy career mode. There's gonna be loads of people that don't watch any career mode content and they'll just play like every week or every weekend. Do career mode where you do many big teams. I'm not sure if I fully understand that comment. That's going to be 3 for City there. I'm going to jump to result, guys. I mean, we started this match where we're down 2-0 already. We don't even want to do team manager. We just want to jump to result. Yeah, it ends at 3-0. Bro, FIFA 21 offers the career mode, so why not? Not sure what you mean. D, what's going on? Crew's a team in League 2. Yeah, I'm familiar with them as a team. Perry NG used to play there. Remember Cutsy's used Squad Legends with them back in, gosh, that would have been what, FIFA 17, FIFA 18? Oh, you're saying I do too many big team career modes. Well, I think that's where, I don't think I do big team career mode saves, personally. I'll pick teams from the top leagues, but genuinely, it's difficult to do research on teams in the lower divisions just because there's less information out there and there's also less interest in terms of like YouTube searches. That's always something I do think about for content. It's like I need to personally enjoy the career mode, but there also needs to be an interest for that content. So yeah, that's something probably most YouTube creators have to think about when they're choosing a career mode save. Would I buy a PC for realism mods? I have a PC and I have played on realism mods before, but I think gameplay's a bit smoother for me on PlayStation. So unless I'm in a situation where I need mods or licensed updates, I tend to play on console. I do agree, playing on PC is probably the better experience in terms of like the menus go quicker. And of course you can do mods, but yeah, for most of what I do here on YouTube, it's just fine on PS5. Also, that name, Dexter Pickering. I didn't highlight that enough. Let's take a look at him in the Youth Academy. What a name that is. Got some unique names from here from England. Leo Ashworth, center forward. 58 overall, 84 to 94 potential. Mikkel. Oh, man. Protachvil? Any Slovakian people in the chat might be able to help me out with that pronunciation. Freddie Heath, Logan Carr, Theodore Manning, another good name, and Dexter Pickering. Probably will never feature in this save because his overall is so low, but Let's give him a nice box-to-box depth plan. Can't go wrong there with a center mid. Atoshville. Yeah, that makes sense. Make Ashworth cam or a striker. His finishing is quite low. I think we keep him as a center forward because the Bombardier depth plan's OP. One of my favorite depth plans in FIFA 21. But I agree. Once his shooting goes up, we can probably make him a striker. He's got 79 physical as well. He's 6 foot, left-footed. I mean, looks like a really good striker, honestly. Maybe someone that we bring with us. NG has gone to Cardiff City. I did see that transfer, yep. How's he playing over there? It's been about a month and a half since that transfer went down, I'm pretty sure. The bald Holland, I mean, he kind of looks like David Beckham when he went through that bald phase, right? Or I guess shaved phase, not bald. Because I think David Beckham's got one of the best haircuts for a man his age. You know, he's got some style, always has. What's up, Lewis? Got a Forest fan in the chat. Love to see it. I think we'll place one against Arsenal, though. Like to pick up another dub. Surprised we're only mid-table considering we've beaten some good teams. Why am I streaming so early? Just because I was available to stream. Javon, if you're new, welcome. Appreciate you being here. Hopefully you're enjoying the content. Dude, icon swaps while doing losing sanity while doing it. Yeah, I mean, icon swaps are something. I've gone through that grind before in like FIFA. I mean, FIFA 19. I think icon swaps were introduced last year. FIFA 20 then. Yeah, I've done all that. Probably won't do it again. For me, it was like the thing with icon swaps is that if you stack up your players like your untradables over multiple months, then you have a pretty easy time getting through those fixtures. But yeah, if you kind of like get rid of players you do casually play FIFA, it's pretty difficult matching up against like SBC players and like these incredible squads. Yeah, we can have a bit of a squad recap before this Arsenal match. This is the current squad. I mean, almost all of our players into the 80s now. It's just, well, I guess it's just Mings that needs to go up by 1 in his overall. So that's a bit of a milestone. I still think we can make the push for Europa this year. Top 6. As far as stats go, yeah, no surprise. Abraham with 5 goals, so goal every 2 matches. Watkins not too far behind. Sounds some pretty good contributions from the midfield. Like to see a bit more from Grealish. He's got enough assists. Like to see him score a couple more goals. But yeah, pretty much our front 3 doing work. A lot of congestion in the middle of the table. I mean, Brighton, Wolves, Newcastle, West Ham, Leicester, even Arsenal, we're like a match away from each other. So a win against Arsenal could boost us as high as like 7th. Yeah, Foster, I appreciate it. Don't forget to drop a like if you're enjoying the stream. Already well past 100. Appreciate the support today, guys. Can I make a vlog channel? I'll tell you what I want to do. If I ever get to a point where I'm like, I feel like I'm posting enough career mode content or enough FIFA content, I do want to make a second channel where I post some cooking videos. Maybe maybe we'll post some cooking content here on Flickiify, but kind of how I think about it is that this channel will be where we post, you know, football / FIFA content. I'm not opposed to doing like FM or other stuff because I think there's enough of an overlapping interest there. Because if you like career mode, you'll probably give FM a chance, either for these live streams or maybe for like a storyline aspect in a proper YouTube save. But yeah, cooking, it's kind of tough to overlap that with football. I've done some things in the past, like I'll post a link in the chat to one of my favorite videos that I've done, and it was a cooking video where we did Maultaschen, which are basically like German, I guess, like kind of like ravioli arguably, but we did an FC Stuttgart career mode, and then like I replicated a recipe from that region. So I might do that again for like,
what's up guys?
sorry if that played a little bit for you guys, but I'll post the link to it in the chat if you guys want to watch it. It's pretty good content. Like I really enjoy cooking. So yeah, Cookify might be the channel name. So yeah, I mean, if I ever find the time to do multiple things, then yeah, I would love to make some more cooking videos, but right now it's kind of growing the FIFA channel. Anyways, hopefully that answers your questions as far as like contributions to the team has gone against this match here against Arsenal. Do I enjoy mac and cheese? Of course. All the varieties of mac and cheese. Traditional mac and cheese, like an aged cheddar mac and cheese. Low key though, a white cheddar mac and cheese is one of my favorites. What's my favorite food? That's a tough question. It would probably be something German. I actually had a really nice meal yesterday, and that we made a schnitzel with, if you're German, you know what I'm talking about, but schnitzel with Kartoffel and gosh, what did we have with it? It was Spätzle. So basically like almost like a fried and breaded pork chop with potatoes, and Spätzle are like German egg noodles, but they're not like egg noodles. They're different. It's like pasta. It's kind of like pasta, but it's not as dense, I suppose. If you're German or from that region, you know what Spätzle are. They're delicious. They even sell it here in the US, which is amazing.
And our Aston Villa.
Yeah, glasses on the cooking video. I actually used to wear glasses, as I got LASIK like a little bit over 2 years ago. One of the better decisions I think I've made. It's kind of scary, obviously, like the process of LASIK is I think they burn off part of like, I don't know the science behind it, but they burn off like the front of your eyelids or something. Retinas, I don't know. But they do some sort of procedure with a laser, and then all of a sudden you have good vision. That's what I know. It sounds pretty wild, but it's definitely, it's been nice not having to wear contacts or anything, because those kind of bother my eyes with dryness. And obviously for like playing sports, it's a lot easier without glasses. Can I do a career mode rebuild with Kilmarnock? What league are they from? I would guess Ireland, but that should be a goal for Watkins. Dude, he's too good. Ollie Watkins MVP, man. They're Scottish. Okay. Yeah, I guess there's a few different Scottish teams that make for an interesting storyline outside of Rangers Celtic. Cookify in the chat. That's what I mean. I want to make the content, but it's like right now I have a hard enough time keeping the streaming going and at least one video a week. I'll get there though. I'll say one thing though, if my mom ever decides to make a cooking channel, which I've brought up the idea before, obviously it's her decision. It's GG's if my mom starts a cooking channel, because she's much better at cooking than I am. I pretty much learned everything from her. She's also been trying to get the cooking channel going, or trying to convince me to start it up again. What will I do now that Valencia Career Mode has ended? I will be making some other Career Mode content. Eventually going to France, but I'd like to branch out into some different kinds of videos before that. Oh, we got some Scottish Premier League chat going on. Making some paella would be a shout. You know, if we ever do a career mode, well, we probably will do a career mode in France, but you know, France cooking should be easy, because most like cooking roots do go back to traditional French cooking. I think if we ever do post the content like that on the channel, it would follow that format. Like, take a club and then make a recipe from that region. But a paella does sound quite nice. That's the one where you have like a kind of like a one pot seafood and meats sort of thing with rice, right? I've seen that on the cooking channel before. Devin, what's going on? I haven't seen that channel, Foster. Men with the pot. Moroccan food is nice. I 100% agree with that. Big fan of Moroccan food. I think what makes that so good is all the different aromatic spices you use. Flick making margaritas for a feature key. Yeah, there's a bit of a... So basically, like, Chalupawana and Foster, we have like our own Discord server where we like play pro clubs and talk about nonsense. And there's a... there's a Flick Marg emote in the chat, because like once I made these homemade margaritas that I posted, I can't talk about it without laughing. Once I made like these homemade margaritas and made an Instagram post on my like personal Instagram, which you guys can't follow, it's public. But I have like an Instagram other than the Flickiify one. And they screenshotted the margarita and turned it into an emote. Incredible. So yeah, basically I'm a Marg connoisseur. BT's back. Good to hear.
The referee has indicated there will be a minimum of 2 minutes of added time.
Jamaican food is incredible. Yeah, I want to make some more Jamaican food. I actually just watched this BuzzFeed video where I guess people from Jamaica, or like Jamaican roots, were rating each other's jerk chicken, which is, I guess, one of the more iconic Jamaican recipes. Favorite Moroccan dish? Well, the first one that comes to mind is hummus. But that's not really a dish, it's more of a side, isn't it? Let me look up Moroccan food real quick. We were doing this previous stream, actually. Simple and easy Moroccan recipes. I think I've had kefta before. Egg tagine with tomatoes, onions, and olives. That sounds good. Chickpeas are always a shout. I need to make some more chickpea recipes, because I have all these canned chickpeas that I got from Costco. There's this one from New York Times Cooking. It's actually, I never thought about this combo before, but one of the cooking channels I watched, they made something very similar. It's basically chickpeas with Mexican chorizo, spinach, and like tomatoes, and that just sounds delicious. If you guys don't know what chorizo is, it's basically like I I would describe it as like kind of a spicy Mexican ground sausage, I guess. Josh, if you want to correct me, feel free. Swedish food? You know, I don't think I've ever had traditional Swedish food. Swedish meatballs come to mind, but I don't even know if that's traditional Swedish cooking. That's what kind of gets on my nerves about like German food that's served by most restaurants here in the US. It's like a lot of the food you see there isn't exactly what would be served in Germany. Yeah, chickpeas with lentils. I think that's actually what the channel I was watching was using. Yeah, chickpeas, they just have the right consistency. Especially if you pan fry them a little bit. You can make them crispy. You can bake them in the oven. They're just so versatile. Obviously, you can grind it into a paste and make like a sort of hummus. Yeah, it's got some spice to it for sure for chorizo. Can I play FIFA and stop talking about food? Am I making you hungry? But yeah, we can stop the food talk. There's your FIFA play. Sound fun with the goal. What can I say though? I'd say like half people in the chat were food connoisseurs. That was a pretty nice goal. Just a casual goal while talking about some food. What changes do we want to make? I think we tried Diaz at striker. Low key. Good work. He actually can play as a right forward in this position, which is this formation, which is unique. I know that was the thing with a 4-2-2. Sounds still decent, man. I mean, all the stats are in like the upper 70s. 4-star, 4-star, high work rates. He's only 28, and this is 3 seasons in, man. So, I mean, he wouldn't be a bad signing for any career mode if he starts at like 25, 26 years old. I'm just drinking on some water in a Starbucks cup. If you want to start a YouTube channel, I would recommend just start posting some content because you learn a lot by just doing it. The thing you shouldn't worry about at the beginning of starting a YouTube channel is like growing subscribers, because if I'm being frank, it's not going to happen the first couple of months unless you're a very rare case. What you should be focusing on the first couple of months is just getting better at making content, because there's so much to... Another decent goal there for Abraham. But when you're first starting out, it's like you should just be focused on learning how to make videos and figuring out like what your... Gosh, I guess like what niche you want to be in. Like if you're most in career mode content, I would actually be interested to hear like the opinion if there's any other like career mode creators in the chat like that have started out recently. It'd be interesting to hear a perspective, because I know like for myself when I was posting content over the summer and like YouTube's not really recommending the content outside of like subscriptions, it's hard to grow a channel in the career mode scene. I can 100% empathize with that, because I was in that situation not that long ago. But then all of a sudden, like YouTube decides to like flick a switch and they start promoting your content out to different people, which I personally can't really explain it outside of like trying to control what you can control, making sure you have like a good thumbnail. If you want to get into the specifics of YouTube, like the big things that you need to focus on is like click-through rate. Basically, when your videos show up in people's subscription boxes or on the homepage, you want them clicking on your content instead of like another video, right? So if you have a high click-through rate, YouTube's going to recommend out your videos more often. And then outside that, there's things like average view durations, so what percentage of the videos people are watching. I don't know, there's a lot of small things that go into YouTube, but I guess they make a big difference. Signed the oldest player in FIFA. We'll see if he's still in the game. It's the 3rd season, so he might have retired. Play Ultimate Team? Maybe for a stream, but I haven't really loaded up FUT in quite a while. I do know sauerkraut. I actually had some rotkraut yesterday, which is a lot different than sauerkraut. Red kraut's a little bit more, well, not a little bit, it's a lot more sweet than sauerkraut. I think my favorite though is like I think it's called Weisskraut and like a cream based sauce. Ooh, that's like S tier kraut in my opinion. But we're gonna stop talking about food for a little bit. I'm seeing quite a few comments on making people hungry. Birdie, I'm gonna hide that message in the chat because I don't want. Thank you, Josh, for taking care of that. I know it's probably jokes and it's good intentions, Birdie, but people are gonna think you're serious. Anyways, a casual dominant performance against Arsenal. I don't think I really focused on that match at all. I was mostly talking in chat, but a win's a win, and it was quite the win. Should we change Diaz to a center forward? We'll take a look at that, actually. Take a little break in the stream from gameplay. So yeah, we'll look up some old players in FIFA. We'll look at some dead plan changes. I've done a few behind the scenes, actually. Trying to make sure what other players I can, without changing their work rates and skill moves, I can update their dead plan to boost stats. Well, let's see. Right now he's a right winger. Still has an exciting prospect status. The thing about center forward is that his attacking positioning is still really low. So maybe keeping him on wide winger will be good for now. It boosts a lot of good stats. But let's see what we can do about center forward / striker. So striker's not really an option. 113 weeks for center forward. I'm honestly surprised it's going to take this long. But if we just stick it on him now, you know, within like 2 seasons, it should be done, right? Arsenal's so bad that you could just talk about food. That's the thing. I genuinely, I guess I play enough FIFA that I can focus on that while not really focusing on it. Yeah, tough call. I think honestly right now, just keep him at right wing and then substitute him on as a striker and change his position to right forward is the best shout. That way he still gets game time. Kind of a sick screenshot here for Tammy. Anyways, what were the players you guys wanted me to look up? Who's the super old dude in FIFA that you can't even find through the age filter because he's over 50? I think there's a good chance we'll do a second season with Villa. Vizian. I'm having fun with this save. Let's see. Yeah, what players do you want me to look up here for the transfer shortlist? Maybe we can sign his regen. I know he's from Japan, right? He'll probably be the first player to pop up on FIFA. We are talking about... Is he on FIFA at least? Hope so. I don't see him. Mura. Unfortunately, he has retired, it appears. Kevin Prince Boateng. Man, who remembers this card from... Well, I shouldn't say card. This player from like FIFA 12-ish? Even when he was over at Las Palmas for a bit, he was balling out. If you guys don't know about Kevin Prince Boateng, let me give you a little quick FIFA lesson with Flick. A little FIFA history here. The fact that he can play center forward, center mid is super unique. But if we go back to like, let's start with FIFA 13. I think that's right around, yeah. FIFA 13, FIFA 12 was kind of peak Boateng. Yeah, FIFA 12, let's maybe go FIFA 11 here? No, FIFA 12. So FIFA 12 when he was at Milan. This dude was something else. Cam, center mid, right mid, CDM. 83 to 88 potential. The high work rates. You look at these stats, you know who it reminds me of? It's Rojas. But as a box-to-box CM, like, he's had all the strength. He had good stamina. Pretty good pace as well, in like upper 70s, lower 80s. Imagine you could just put a dev plan on him, because now, like, with high work rates, he would be eligible for the box-to-box dev plan. So it would boost up his sprint speed, acceleration a bit. You would boost up his attacking, I think. And I think dribbling also for that dev plan. Yeah, he was just incredible. But I think like FIFA 17, he was at less. I don't know what just happened here. Okay. Okay, well, so FIFA's down. That's cool. But yeah, he was something else back then. He could play in every position, yeah. Did I know that John Terry is the assistant manager of Villa? Yeah. At least I think he's assistant manager of Villa. So FIFA works for you? That's interesting. Maybe just Kevin Prince Boateng, or switching between the editions doesn't work. I'll try it out later. But yeah, pretty much what I was saying. He was an incredible player. Even at Las Palmas, they had that season like FIFA. I want to say it was FIFA 17. So that would have been the 17-18 season, where they had like this unbeaten start. And where's Las Palmas like these days? Are they still in the La Liga? Las Palmas, La Liga. Yeah, I think they're still a La Liga side. They're in the Segunda division. What? Dude, Las Palmas are like mid-table in the Segunda division. That's wild. Man. Anyways. That's what I'm saying. Like, look at some Las Palmas history back in like 2017, 2018. They had an incredible start to the La Liga season. And I know Boateng was a part of that. Okay, Burnley away. Do you guys want to see this? Do you want to see I think this is Carabao Cup still? Against Crystal Palace. We have Spurs as well. Could be a good one to play. Let me actually see if this is Carabao Cup or not. Yeah, so it's Carabao Cup, round 4 fixture against Crystal Palace. A couple of good teams have been knocked out of the competition. We took City out. United are still here. Liverpool are still here. Well, Merseyside derby, that's always good to see. All right, Shaquille, have a good one. Good luck at practice. I think realistically, we'll probably play 2 more matches on stream today, guys. We're about 90 minutes in. Enjoying the vibes, though. You know, plenty of talk about food, plenty of talk about FIFA. Maybe a little food and FIFA Fridays coming up on the Flickiify channel. All the consonants or alliteration. I always forget what term that is when you say the same sound multiple times. Flick, you should have done the training that takes the most players. I wouldn't say it's the best one, because the more players it takes, the less sharpness goes up. I always prefer the one with 2 players because you get the maximum boost. SK10, I would recommend trying out different difficulty settings, and then if you still can't find a good balance, maybe update some sliders. Like for me, I've got food with Flickify second channel, yeah. I know, right? But yeah, I've got some slider settings on the first episode of my Valencia series. If you go on my channel page, or if you prefer looking at them in one place, it's also on my Discord. Link to that's in the description. James, appreciate you joining Discord as well today. We've been talking about Moose on the Discord. England's been bamboozled, apparently. But Premier League against Burnley, yeah, we can sim this one. I'll do an interactive match sim so I can catch up on chat a little bit with y'all. Who do I support? I support Sounders in MLS. Support Bayern in Europe. Like watching Southampton and Liverpool in the Premier League. Hopefully that answers your question. Oh yes, I love soccer with spelled like socks. Yeah. But I do follow soccer. Been playing soccer / football since I was like probably like 4 or 5. Usually never miss a vid. Nice. Appreciate it. You guys heard? Lamy says the like goal is 150. The drink combo right now is a is water in a Starbucks cup with some ice cubes. That is the primary drink. Secondary drink would be just some coffee. Coffee with some hazelnut creamer. It is good. Can't go wrong with water. If you're thinking about it, you probably should drink some water. Anyways, good build up to get our first goal. Again, it's Tammy to net the opener. Yeah, Jam, I want to make some more kind of like tips and tricks videos to help you all out with that sort of stuff. So I know I've been saying it for a while, like I want to make some other content, but now that Valencia is finished, I genuinely will have time to get my ideas and thoughts collected and make a video on that topic. Anyways, if we get a second goal, then I'll go ahead and sim to the end. We got James with the $3.99 super chat. You're a class guy, man. Best video for me. I appreciate it, James. I'm glad you're enjoying the content, and I think that's what it's all about. Like, I hope it comes across in the videos, but I do have a passion for career mode, and I feel like with the current content format, we're able to develop a lot of different storylines, which is arguably, I like the storylines more than playing FIFA. I still like playing FIFA, and I think that will always be the case, but it just helps the career modes last longer, and I think it comes across in the video. So anyways, we're still 1-0 here in the 55th minute. We get one more. The opposite of a curse of a commentator. We get a 2-0 result here against Burnley. Why soccer and not football in America? It's a bit confusing. It probably is because like we've got American football. Like if you say football here, people are going to assume you're talking about American football, NFL. So maybe that has to do with the different names. But obviously, like, I'll specify it as soccer. That's been around longer than American football. So I don't know. It's one of those things. I grew up calling it soccer. I have no problems calling it soccer, but I understand that for the majority of the people that watch the streams, that watch the videos, football is just a bit easier and kind of works for everybody. But I personally don't get the... What's the best word to describe it? I don't get the misunderstanding, or I don't get all the hate that people give for people that call it soccer. It's like, that's what we call it here. And I think that's the case in other countries as well. Like maybe in Australia. Not 100% about that, but every country, every language has their own words, so I think just like let people call it what they want to call it. Will the stash ever come back? I don't know. It's up to y'all. If y'all want to see the stash again next November, maybe we'll do like a live stream, a charity live stream. I look back at some like old photos, and I look a lot different with facial hair. I'll say that. I'm not capable of pulling off an Allison beard. That's for sure. It's just like the middle section does not grow in fully, which is unfortunate. You know, it's not a live stream unless this song comes up. But anyways, Carabao Cup against Crystal Palace. I think we should play this one. We'll make a bit of a run in the Carabao Cup, and then we'll play against Spurs to close out the stream. Call it good as we wrap up October. Yeah, Jam, I've been playing a bit of Rocket League recently. Probably the game I play the second most outside of FIFA. I've been playing a bit of that. Been playing a little bit of Zombies on Cold War. A little bit of FM, but I'm mostly still watching FM content on like Twitch and YouTube. Not necessarily playing it so much. But let me update some kits here. I think it's a bit of a kit clash with Palace. Look at the free agents. We checked it at the beginning of the season. We already signed the notable ones like Suarez. Yeah, Palace can wear these kits. Bro, remember your Cone career mode ages ago? Yeah, we were talking about the FC Cone takeover from FIFA 19 a little bit ago. I got to do something with Podolski before this year is done, because who knows, man? Like, maybe this will be the last year he's in FIFA. I don't know what his future's looking like. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes into like small businesses. I know he's got like a few in Cone. But yeah, Podolski's a smart businessman, I'll say that. He's definitely got a brand going on, which is a good move for any like person with any following, because obviously you're not going to be able to do what you currently do forever if you're like a professional footballer, professional athlete. You have to either move into like some sort of managerial position, agent position, or, you know, if you got a following and then you've got another passion, start developing that. So yeah, we got to do something with Podolski though. Probably on PC where I can update his stats. Just in the beginning, what I like to do for these gameplay fixtures, just kind of pass around the back to see what the tactics are going to be like. As you can see, Crystal Palace are more or less just sitting back, letting us go to them. You play against teams like Liverpool, they'll be a lot more pressing based, and that kind of tells you can try to score for more counterattacks, whereas I think against Palace we'll have to do more build-up play. See, they've pretty much got 8-9 players behind the ball, or 2 strikers, so Palace are going to try to counterattack, which is fine. I mean, they're pretty easy to deal with. The one team that I don't like playing against in career mode, that I feel like you should be able to beat on a consistent basis, but you never do, is Burnley. They've just got the long ball tactics down to a T. I actually quite like playing against Palace because they've got some standout players. Always been a fan of Wilfried Zaha. I use an underrated player in my opinion, especially in game. Go Tammy on his right. Good block from Cahill. Cahill as well, actually quite a good defender. We'll have to do something similar to what you did with Klose, but with Podolski in a career mode or stream. Yeah, are we talking about the Kaiserslautern stuff with like Klose and Ballack? Yeah, that's kind of what I mean. It would be cool because you get kind of that historical lens, right? Yeah, that's one of the things about playing on PC. It unlocks a whole different possibility in terms of content. FIFA loves Burnley. I know Mark Goldbridge is also not a fan of playing bloody Burnley. That's the worst impression I've ever given Burnley in game. Don't ask me to do A Mark Oldridge impression again. What's going on, Aiden? We got some congrats George's going on in chat. What's going on with George? Got selected as captain for school team tomorrow. First game back from injury as well. Nice. Good stuff. Yo, imagine that pass gets pulled off. Yeah, Palace are really just sitting back. Who's that number 5 for them? Is that Riedewald, maybe? He's playing defense. Also, Jairo Riedewald, let's talk a little bit about him. He's had kind of a resurgence in his career. I want to say, like, the past couple of FIFAs, he's obviously, like, when he was back at, what, PSV is when he had, like, he was kind of the wonder kid on FIFA, career mode, FM, all that sort of stuff. And then he made the transfer to Crystal Palace. He was kind of stagnant for a while, but this season in particular, he's been amazing for them. I think he scored pretty recently as well. Again, Sanson getting the block in, dude. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, that's something people forget. Players like Riedewald, and even Max Meyer to an extent. I know, like, he hasn't... I guess if we're talking about Crystal Palace players, Meyer does come to mind. But Max Meyer's still probably like 23, 24. I don't see any reason why he can't, you know, recover in his career. I think the main criticism of him is, like, there were a few, like, kind of attitude issues when he left Schalke, and a little bit towards Crystal Palace, just the inconsistent form. But, you know, eventually, like, people in their 20s, they're still growing up. So I hope they can figure out what's going on with him, because, yeah, I mean, when he was like in the youth German side, he was arguably one of their better talents, if not the best. So Meyer's a good box-to-box, yeah. I mean, he's kind of developed into a box-to-box. He was more of a center attacking mid when he was at Schalke. Well, we got to focus up here against Palace. I guess Carabao Cup, we might see another penalty kick shootout on our hands, which isn't a bad thing, but kind of leaving it up to chance there. Yeah, I think Meyer converted to more of a box-to-box while he was at Palace, but that might have been because he was just trying to fit into a role for that team. I think by default, and like where he's best served, would be center attacking mid. That kind of plays his technical abilities. That's across the back post. Go on. You rate the volley to the far post. Everything's right about that except the finish. You know, it's Watkins as well. He kind of shinned it. But yeah, where is Max Meyer these days? I know he was a free agent for a bit. I think he went to the Bundesliga. Has he signed for anybody? Yo, David Luiz is on this Crystal Palace team? All right. Interesting move. I think next time ball goes out of play, we'll make some subs. Our CDM's always getting in the path of these passes. Like, that partnership with Delaney and Sanson has been next level. Another good block from our defenders. We can regroup out of the back. Oh, he's with Cone. Okay. Maybe we get a little FC Cone content going on the channel. That'd be too good to pass up on. I think Corona made some good signings recently, haven't they? what's his name went there? I think Dennis? Manuel Dennis from Club Brugge. He's on loan at Cologne, or another Bundesliga team. They were kind of battling relegation for a bit, but I think they're a few points clear from the bottom now. I'd say they're a top 3 team for me in the Bundesliga. It would be, if I had to say Bundesliga teams, it would be Bayern, Cologne. I think Wolfsburg gets the top 3 spot as well, purely from the career mode this year. It certainly looks like they're on path for Champions League football. All right, we'll make some changes here. Try to get this winner in the last 20 minutes. Yeah, it's going to be tough if Schalke gets relegated. Hopefully, to be fair, it was a very similar situation for Köln. They were kind of jumping between the Bundesliga and the Schweizer Bundesliga for a few years, but now they seem to have established themselves. So I hope that's going to be the situation for Schalke because, you know, even if you're like a rival fan, for example, if you're like a Dortmund supporter, it's going to be tough to see Schalke not in the Bundesliga because they're just like, for a long period of time, especially in mid 2000s to early 2010s, they were getting into like the later stages of Champions League. So if you thought about the Bundesliga, you probably thought about Schalke. That's not necessarily the case anymore. So if they do get relegated, hopefully it's a quick return. Sometimes that's what a team needs. And they can figure out a direction. And I mean, they've got some promising youth players. Like it'll be tough to see Harit stay because he's a pretty exceptional talent. I'm sure other European clubs are going to be putting in offers for him, but I don't think a player like Hoppy would leave, and he seems to be in decent form. Hasn't really been in the headlines as much since his first couple of goals, but obviously it's hard to maintain that sort of form where he's scoring every match. That should be a goal. Nice. 10 minutes left and Abraham gets the go-ahead one. I know you guys probably wanted penalty kicks, but yeah, that Schalke had some incredible players. Like Raul, the former Real Madrid player, was there for a bit, like around 2012-ish. They were in like the quarter to semifinals of Champions League not that long ago. So the fact that they're battling staying in the Bundesliga is just, it's almost incomprehensible, but you know, I've seen stranger things happen. Yeah, Bolton and Portsmouth. I mean, even a team like Sunderland, not that long ago, were a notable Premier League team. They seem to be bouncing back a bit. I saw Ada McGeady's assist over the weekend. He plays for Sunderland, right? Anyways, if he doesn't, Ada McGeady still had a great assist for whatever team he plays for. Basically beat like 6 players on a pass. I don't know who retweeted it. It might have even been Josh or Foster, but yeah, someone retweeted. That was an incredible assist. That should be GG's. Good win against Palace. Decent defensive performance. Bundesliga next. We'll see. There's a lot of different kinds of content I want to do, but we'll see. I feel like Schalke could end up targeting more young Americans. Yeah, I could see it as well. Yeah, I mean, going to this wider Bundesliga, obviously it's a step down for them, but they're still going to be a recognizable name. Like, especially for younger Americans, like, look at the path that Weston McKennie took. You know, he was in the Schalke system. I think he was even their captain at some point. But yeah, I mean, it worked out for him, the whole Juventus move. McGeady to Gooch, what a combo. Yeah. Shout out to Lyndon Gooch. Speaking of younger Americans, he's probably like in his mid-20s these days. Has he got onto the FIFA scene like FIFA 16, FIFA 17? I think if we do food streams, George, I think we could do a little spin-off of food with Flickiify Fridays. Obviously, I'll think of a better name than that, but we might be in a little bit of trouble here, in the sense that Luis Felipe has a fitness issue. We don't have a center back that's right. Never mind, we do. I'm gonna say we don't have a right-footed center back that has decent sharpness, but Engels will step in for this one. I think everyone else in our starting 11 should do the job. Taking a look at the Spurs team. They've signed Manolas from Roma. Ioma, I don't know who he plays for. Ndidi is signed. Kone, I think he made the move from Ligue 1. No Son. Might be on the bench, though. Any other notable Spurs players missing? No Dele Alli. No Alderweireld. Yeah, Engels used to be a decent player on career mode. What's going on, Irish? Welcome. Give Lewis Berry some game time. He went to my elementary school. Yeah, no Son in the Spurs team. That's probably the most notable player missing. I wouldn't be surprised if he's on the substitutes, though. I wouldn't be surprised about that. But let's try to end out this this live stream with another dub. Establish our mid-table form in the Premier League. Just waiting on my chat to catch up. That notification. Yo, my chat is low-key behind. We had Rick coming in with the 229 super chat. I like how you pronounce Pug or Puig. Who knows? Rick, I'm guessing that's Rick coming through. My chat is so delayed right now. I apologize. I'll make sure I get those. Pooch? Is that how you pronounce it? I like, if I had to guess, I would say Pug. That's like the American pronunciation of that spelling. Rick, I think you broke YouTube super chat because it is coming through on my notifications, but not in the live chat. But I appreciate it, man. Ricky Puig. Who knows? Might be good to look in like an... Always what I typically do for the pronunciation on player names is that I'll look up an interview where they actually say his name. Because surely like the interviewer is going to know. For sure. Like huge, but with a P. Huge. Okay, fair enough. That's easy enough. Okay, we got one of the super chats coming through. We got DJ Irish with the 4.99. Appreciate it. Glad to see YouTube's finally catching up. Yeah, man, I think it's first time seeing you in one of these streams. Welcome. Hopefully you're having a good time here and to engage with some of the other people in the community. Watkins? Oh, big save from Lloris in the 30th minute. Also, with the amount of notifications going through, you guys are going wild right now. I I feel like some of those alerts are super delayed. Because loan to buy wrench, unless that came from a previous stream, who will go through? That's from a previous stream. Like low-key, my YouTube super chat Streamlab notifications are catching up from your super chats in the past, Rick. That's hilarious. I was like, there's no way you're sending this many super chats. I'm gonna turn off alerts real quick. That's jokes. I swear, like, my Streamlabs have been, like, not up to date recently. DJ Irish with the 4.99. New sub, glad I found your channel. Appreciate it. I'm gonna see what I can do about making these alert sound goes away as well. I don't even know. I guess we'll see out the rest of the stream. We're approaching the end. That's super weird though, that it's catching up on like all your old super chats. I think if I can, yeah, I can update this. Hopefully you guys can still hear me and don't always get that notification sound, because I can imagine if it's coming in after in, that's a little annoying. I still don't know against Spurs. 168 likes, flicks, amazing stream as always. I appreciate it, Mr. PL. It's been a fun stream. Yeah. I think I've kind of been lately moving forward to, I guess just focusing on chat and all that sort of stuff, just talking about random topics than strictly FIFA's based. Like, obviously we can talk about gameplay every now and then. There is sun coming on, finally. But, yeah, I mean, talking about things like IRL fixtures, food, all that sort of stuff. I think that's part of the fun with live streaming. What's the League One team? League One tier for the next career mode? I've got it narrowed down to 3 teams, basically Marseille, Monaco, and Nice. But before we start up that career mode, I'm gonna do some other kinds of content on the channel. So I'm gonna find some like interesting storylines to cover that won't necessarily make for a full-on career mode series, but maybe a one-off video. I've just been feeling like trying something different on the channel recently. I mean, we've done a couple of different career mode saves, so just trying to experiment with some new concepts. And eventually, I hope we can find a point where we can do that as well as the career mode series. But pretty much when we start a series, I want to make sure I'm getting that out at least 1 video a week, so a little bit of a break from that will help me get there. Martinez wasn't going to get to that one. Also, this is Premier League, right? Yeah, we just played in the cup. So let's try to get a win here. Trying to place one through to Tammy, just about getting there. Yeah, Irish, there was actually I don't know if you were mentioning in the chat, but we were talking a little bit about an MLS career mode. I think it would make for a pretty interesting like Singo video concept. Maybe I could give some instructions on how you can do your own MLS career mode. I've got kind of that background, being an American myself. I followed the league really since the Sounders were incorporated in 2009. So I think I've got a pretty good perspective to give. Watkins doesn't have the best angle here, but we do have a pass inside. Good stop from Rodon. My first day back in school today. Yeah, that's exciting. School's opening up again. I know that's a huge deal. I mean, it's really hard for me to comprehend that. Like when I would have been, your ages in grade school or high school, college even. Like obviously the social aspect of school is a big part of it. So yeah, hopefully things open safely. Get back to a little bit of normalcy. Be good. Well, just a draw here against Spurs. Low scoring fixture. Let's see if our super chat notifications have been fixed, hopefully. What was I going to do? I'm not going to invoke my NVIDIA driver. But yeah, guys, I think we're going to call the stream right around there. It's been a fun one today, just over the 2-hour mark. Some good results coming through. But I appreciate you all hanging out. Have I thought about doing a player career mode? There have been a few suggestions for it. Personally, I just don't know if like I have the background to really make a good player career mode series because I've never played it before. But I'll think about it here in the future. Of course, as we continue to experiment with content. But shout out to some of you guys in the chat. We've got George, we got Irish, we got James, we got John. I know Josh and Foster were here for quite a while. Dubia, Brad, Mr. PL, Oliver. We got George in the chat. We got Noah. Yeah, I appreciate you guys hanging out. We should be live again on Wednesday for the next live stream. And yeah, I guess until then, if you have any other ideas for content to put on the channel, just let me know on Discord or over on Twitter, all that sort of stuff. But yeah, I guess until next time, hope you guys stay safe and things good till we next talk on Wednesday. But yeah, talk to y'all later. Leave you with